Well, here's what we are up to in this video. We've got some paint on the knife drum area, and this is basically ready to be kind of put away. We do have to take this to S&P. They're going, which we'll show it to you a little later on here. But mainly in this video, what we're going to have is a little discussion here over this particular machine. And we're actually going to put the right decal on this. This machine is not an 8500. This machine is a 9900. And it was brand new in March of, I think it's about when we got this. March of 25. I ordered this machine in the fall of 24, and it took a while to come in, and it came in early spring of 25 here. So back in 24, when the 8700, when we were using that, we were building a new parlor at the time, and we had replaced some parts on it. We had a blower housing that wore out and cracked, and I was welding that here and there through chopping corn in 2024, and had one viewer tell me that we did things wrong and we should have bought a new chopper instead of building a new milking parlor. And it's like, well, you don't realize what pays the bills around here, and the chopper, all it was is a wear item. I mean, you don't throw your shoes out if you break a shoelace, do you? Well, maybe these individuals do. So I figured I'd have some fun, and I figured that when we got this machine, I would allude to the fact that it was a used machine, gently used, and I wanted to change the decal on it to make it look like this was smaller than the other chopper, just to kind of feed into the few viewers that thought we were doing things wrong here and didn't quite understand things, and they've got some other comments that go sideways once in a while. And I figured I would have some fun with them and just kind of give them a little more fuel to voice their comments on. That's why I changed the decal to an 8500. I was waiting to see that comment about why would you buy a smaller machine than what you previously had. So I've got some footage from last spring when we got this chopper, and when I removed the 99 and put the 85 on there. So we're going to step into that footage here after this clip, and then in the rest of this video we're going to get the right decal on there. I've got to show you a couple other things on it, and then we're going to close out this video. But a little sarcasm throughout the year, this past year, with this machine, alluding to the fact that, you know, it's an 8500, you know, and a few of you, quite a few of you rather, picked out that, well, there isn't dual exhaust on an 8500. And when they were making the 99, they were also making the 8500. So there's a couple different series of the smaller 8000 Deeres. Now you're going to be wondering, well, why did you buy decals special to do this? Well, I didn't really buy decals special to play this little game. However, I did have a 0 and an I on the 8700 chopper that I needed to replace. And I couldn't buy a new 8700i decal because they don't make them anymore. But being that they make the 8500 chopper, they had that, I could get that decal from John Deere. So I ordered the 8500i decal, cut the 0, I think I had the I on one side and a 0 and an I on the other, or something like that. But we put new decals on the 8700 here last winter. So I had an 85 left over. And you'll see that in this next clip, how I removed the 99 and I put the 85 on there. Now the 99, this chopper here, this 9900, was the last year model that they made this particular chopper. Now they have an F9. It would be equivalent to this one, would be the F9 1000. And I think Deere's gonna have another bigger one than that coming out here soon. The 8500 would be a F8 500. Yeah. So we had some fun here with that, and you'll see that in this previous clip. I get kind of cocky with this stuff that we did here in the spring, but it is what it is. I had no idea that John Deere was going to be coming out with a new model chopper when we ordered this one. And I was glad that we did order this one when we did, because I like to have the last model of something. The 8700 was the last model of that vintage chopper, and now this one is the last model of this one. The new choppers came out in like July, I believe it was, and they were building them. They started in, I don't know really when they started in with them. Maybe in January, maybe they were building some of them alongside the 9000s. I'm really not sure. But there is some things on this one that are on the new chopper, on the new model. For example, the anti-plugging, that is on this chopper. It wasn't on the previous year model. They also said that this knife drum case, I believe, from the front end here is the same on the F9s. They do have an option that we can get on this one. This one has the sharpening door, has a cylinder down this side that opens and closes the sharpening door. This does have the capabilities of having a different style cylinder put on in the center, and that holds it shut better. So we'll get into that previous clip from the spring, and then we'll get on with the rest of the video here, putting the decal on there that actually belongs on there. All right, guys, so here's where we're at. Today is Easter Sunday, 2025, April 20th, 2025. And we're actually giving you guys an authentic introduction to this 9900 chopper. Now, you guys won't see this video till sometime in the future here. We have been playing some games. But I was just having some fun with a few viewers that claim that we shouldn't have built a new parlor and that we should have bought a new chopper last year or the year before or whatever. I don't know what it is, but some people think that you need to have new machinery around all the time. I know some of these big grain guys, they buy combines left and right, new here and there, and I think that's what's seen on YouTube. And when you don't have a new machine out there, you must not be doing things right. But it is what it is. So we ordered this machine back in, well, we were still chopping corn last year, and I had mentioned a couple of different times. Now, you'll have to excuse my voice. I haven't felt that great in the last 4 or 5 days, and I might have to stop and cough here for a minute or two. and I'm sucking on a cough drop right now, so we're a little sloppy with the voice here today. But back when we ordered this machine, I had mentioned back in the fall there that, you know, to appease some of the viewers, don't worry, this old chopper, you know, we're going to have a backup one next year, because I think everybody was sitting on the edge of their seat waiting for that thing to lay down, but we never had any problems with it. Now I had to put some welds on the blower housing or whatever to get through corn last year, but that one now has a brand new one in it. And that machine is 110%. We replaced a lot of parts on that. We don't know what we're going to do with it. We don't know if we're going to run it, keep running it, maybe have two going at the same time. I'm not really sure. But we weren't offered that much as far as trade-in and what have you on that. So we had already bought the hay head, which I had figured on having a new machine for this year. So I was buying it one piece at a time. I bought the hay head, and then when it come time to order this machine, then we got the kernel processor too that's in that other chopper. That was supposed to go in this one, but I ordered a kernel processor for this too. I ordered an 11-inch. I've got an 11-inch processor for this. There's a 10-inch and 8700 shear processor. So at any rate, we had mentioned earlier on in the fall there that, you know, we're going to have to get a second machine, and, you know, going back to appeasing everybody for, you know, a machine that might break down on us. So while I was working on that 8700 this year, or our old chopper in the shop there, I had a couple ideas what I was going to do as far as the silliness that you guys have seen up to this point. And I had mentioned that we're looking for a nice used backup machine just to get us through an event that happens while we're trying to chop hay or corn or whatever. Hay's a little more important than corn, because if you've got 300 or 400 acres of hay laying on the ground and something happens, you blow out a cutter head bearing or something like that, a blower bearing or what have you, you're not going to be able to get that fixed in the amount of time that you need to get it fixed in order to stay on that hay to get it harvested in time. So at any rate, that's why we mentioned the getting a backup machine and what have you. So I'm working on that 8700 this winter, and I am going through it from the very front to the very back. Any questionable part that had wear on it, I replaced it. Did that for a couple of different reasons. One, if we decide to sell that machine, I don't want anybody to buy that machine and have any wear on it or have any questionable areas that they ask, oh boy, that needs a blower panel, or that needs a grass chute, or what have you. So we replaced everything that we needed to replace on that to get through that machine. I had a decal that we blew off that other side, and I wanted that to be authentic and real and look nice, so we put a new, actually we replaced the John Deere decal on top, and I had a 0 and an I that was blown off of one side or the other. I could not get 8700i decals. They don't make them anymore. However, the font on that decal is the same from that vintage chopper. You're talking 8 years ago. The font is the same from the 8700 to today's machine. So what I ordered was a 8500i decals. You can see we've got them right here. I used the 0 and the I. And I said, well, I'm going to use the 85 as well. We're going to take the 99 off here in a little while. We're going to put the 85 on there in its place. Just to kind of play along with the game that you've seen played up to this point, that this is an 8500 chopper. And another reason why we did that is to appease the commenters and have them have the upper hand, thinking that, you know, we bought a smaller machine, and why would you go backwards? So we'll do a little walk around on this machine. This has the Deere V12 engine in it. I do need to build a bumper. I don't know when I'm gonna do that. I need to get this thing ready to be put away because we've got our corn planters to get out. We need to pull the other chopper out of the building that it is in. And we need to get that outside, get the hay heads outside, get the corn planters out, and then put both of these machines back in. So I don't know when I'm gonna get time to build the bumper. I don't know if I'm gonna leave this out and work on it throughout this early spring or not, but I've got the material laying right there. So at any rate, this has the V12 in it, Deere V12. We were going to consider getting the 9700 chopper, which has the 18-liter Deere engine in it. But we would have sacrificed a couple hundred horsepower, somewhere thereabouts anyways. I don't know how much it would be. Maybe 120 horsepower or something like that. And I said, you know, last time around, that 8700, we should have bought an 88. But at any rate, I figured we better just have the largest one that Deere is making currently here right now, which is going to change. This is probably, they're probably a year or two away from making a larger machine than this one. All the manufacturers have stepped up their design, whatever, and you're going to see larger machines yet than what these here are. This is like 900 and I don't know how much horsepower, 990 or something, I don't know. But this obviously has the def tank on it. Hey, take it easy, bud.
Not yet.
How's that defacer working?
Better?
Yeah, better. Yeah.
We're waiting for a new one.
No, I know it. No, I should have ordered the frickin' rotor. I gotta call them tomorrow and get a rotor for it, for that old one.
Nice.
Yeah, take it easy. So this one here uses diesel exhaust fluid. Now the other machine does not use diesel exhaust fluid. That doesn't have any emissions on it. The 9700 with that 18-liter Deere engine does not use diesel exhaust fluid either. What I like about this design is the how they have the fuel tank. The other machine had the fuel tank right here. So you'd have to step, well, you'd have to get fuel going in, so your fuel hose would be here. Sometimes I would drape it over like that so I could get in and out of the chopper, whether I was sharpening knives on it or what have you. And I don't like to go too overboard on sharpening knives. I'll set the chopper to sharpen the knives a particular amount of times. I'll look in on the machine or on the cutter head if it needs another sweep across the knives with a stone. I have to climb up in there and activate it all over again. So it's nice to be able to get in and out. But the fuel fill is nice right from here. Open the tank up right from the ground. You can stop and put your nozzle in. Now this is gonna have to have diesel exhaust fluid put in it just as many times as the fuel goes in there. But at least you don't have that much. It's like 20 or 25 gallons of diesel exhaust fluid is what this will probably go through in a big day. Now, One thing that I have to do to this machine here right now is I have to remove the 12-row extension pipe off the top of the machine. This is how this machine was shipped. It was shipped just like this with the blower extension pipe sitting on the side of the chopper. Got brackets that are on there, so we'll take this outside, get the telehandler and a couple of straps, and lift this guy off, get it stored away somewhere. And then when we decide to put this away or what have you, that pipe is not in the way. So we'll go ahead and jump in the cab here. I ended up ordering this with leather interior. However, I did not get the refrigerator. I like this area open anyway, and I never really have the use for take any cold drinks with me anyways. So the interior is a tad bit different than the other machine. They ended up putting a set of foot pegs in here, which is nice. I've had ankle and knee problems before. I've actually put 6x6s in here to put my damn foot on. So these are going to be nice to stretch the legs out and not have your feet on the glass. Got a larger armrest display. This armrest display, it was a 7-inch in our other chopper, and this one here is the size of a 2630, and it's using the same format as the what the 2630 has. So we'll show you here. I don't know if I can read hours on here or not. I don't know how. Here we are right here. So it's got 5.3 engine hours and 4/10 on the cutter head. So by the time you guys see this video, it'll probably have a full cotton's worth of hay on it. It came with the 4640 display, and it also came with the receiver. We did I mentioned the 12-row head, but we bought this with a 12-row head. And one other update that this has had is it has the heavy-duty feed rolls in it. This door area here, I've noticed, is a little different. The geometry of the geometry of that assisting shock there is a little different. They've got that out of the way so that you can bring your winch arm out and around to hook onto the kernel processor to put it in the machine. The greaser is in the same spot. I'm just seeing now that plate right there, you can see it's kind of interfering with the air cleaners. What I like to do is I like to blow the air cleaners out every day I use it. And the other one had one. Okay, this will lift up. The other chopper had one. This here has two. I had originally looked from the ground down there and I seen that, hey, this grate is in the way, but this grate lifts up out of the way. So we won't have to climb up on top of the machine, or well, we won't have to climb up top. We'll come in right in through here. I usually take that cover there off and that one, blow that whole area out, I can grab my air cleaners, pull them out, blow them out as well. It's got an air compressor on there for the auto luber that is for the kernel processor. Now, when I ordered the last chopper, I did not order it with an air compressor on it, and we had to put one on it here last year because we added a shear processor. We had just a regular John Deere processor in it. I had assumed that that processor that we had in the other chopper would go into this machine here, because I had in the plans had figured on ordering a machine for this year coming up. However, I didn't anticipate on keeping that other machine. So they didn't really want to allow us much on trade of that other machine. So being that we're keeping it, if we end up chopping any corn at all with that other one, I want to make sure that both machines have the same processors. So I ordered a processor for this machine, which is larger than the one that's in the other one anyways. It's an 11-inch processor versus a 10-inch processor. So on the other chopper, when I went to blow the radiator out, I would have to pull the ladder out, hang the ladder from here, climb up on this, climb up through here. The air cleaner was right there. Pull the air cleaner out, set it on the tire. Worried about the damn air cleaner falling off onto the ground, because all you need to do is drop them one time and they're no good. And they're about $150. So I'd always worried about that. Now I can just go up through that other section. I won't have to climb on a ladder at all. So what we're going to do now is we've jaw-jacked enough, and my voice is going by the wayside here, and I'm probably annoying you a little bit, but I had to do this video now because I don't know when I would have a chance to do it here in the next few days. So we're going to lift that pipe off, get that pipe lifted off in there, and then I'm going to rinse this machine off. It's got a lot of dust on it from being parked in the driveway and from it being delivered down the road here the other day. I think I've touched on everything here. Did we talk about the bumper? I think I did. The material there. Basically do it the same way as the other one. There are bolt holes here, and we'll match those. Come time to hang it. Arch it around this side here a little bit. We'll cut this off, take this off of there, figure out how close to the machine it's going to be, cut this off, weld that to a heavy-duty flat plate on the inside of that bumper there. And then that's where our actual pull will come from, is this heavy-duty hitch that's bolted to the bottom of the machine. Now, I didn't order preservative tanks or anything like that. On this one, and this whole area here is open. The other chopper's got a 100-gallon tank that sits inside that area there. So we'll join back up with you guys here either when we build this bumper, or we might be, well, we got to pull that pipe off in there. So let's get our shield shut, figure out what we need for tools, get this outside, lift that off, and we'll be back with you guys in a minute here. Alright, so I've got those saddles unbolted from the top framework of the chopper. We're going to lift that whole thing off all as one. I'm going to leave the brackets right on there. All right, so we've got this washed off. We're gonna remove our 99 and we're gonna install our 85s on there. So we're gonna heat that up with a heat gun and then they'll peel right off. We'll stick these ones on there. All right, so both sides are now done. Silly, I know, but it is what it is. So, we're going to put the information in the computer now for this machine. And I actually have to put insurance on it here tomorrow. I probably should have got the VIN number for it before it even got shipped to us to have insurance put into place on it, but we drug our feet on that. So, all right, we'll join up with you guys at a later date here. Okay, so you got done watching that last clip there that came from last spring when this was brand new. Now what we're gonna do is we're going to remove that 8500 decal. You see me take the 99 off and I just put the 89 on there. Now this font here is just a little different. The 8 and the 5 is just a little bit bigger than the 2 zeros in the I. So I had already told you how why I obtained these stickers, and it was because I needed a 0 and an I. Now here is what I have left of the 85 number. I think I took an I from one and a 0 and an I from the other one, and this is all I have left. So I just have I cut the 85 out of it, and I've got the new decals here. So we're just going to use a heat gun. We'll pull them decals off. I might as well stick the whole decal on there, and then at least it'll be straight. So we'll heat that up and pull it off. just like that, it's now a bigger chopper. All right, I'm gonna do the same process to the other side, and then we will do a little walk around of this machine and we'll close out this video. All right, there. It's now official. It's 9900 chopper. I do apologize to my loyal viewers that didn't understand what was going on, and I kind of feel like I lied to you all this time, but I'm thinking about 3/4 of you kind of figured it out, and those that followed along in the live streams when I talked about it, then you kind of knew. But I know there's a short handful of you guys that maybe didn't really know what was going on. But man, doesn't this look a lot bigger now that it's got that bigger decal on there? When I took the 99 off and put the 85 on there, it felt smaller just when I put the 85 decal on it. But yeah, it looks a little bigger now. Now the 8500 chopper is 360 horsepower less than this one. And the 8700 chopper is like maybe 200 horse under this, somewhere around there. I should look it up. Let me go look it up. I'll be right back with you. All right, so I was right. It's 200 horsepower difference. This machine here is 956 horsepower, and the 8700 is 755. So roughly 200 horsepower difference. This machine here has the Deere V12 engine in it. It is like 24 and some odd liters. That's the displacement of the engine. The engine in the 8700 is a Cummins QSX 19 liter. And that's a 6-cylinder. That doesn't have any emissions on it. It doesn't burn diesel exhaust fluid. It doesn't have any of the emissions on it at all. That came in right under the gun for it fell under the law and the guidelines at that time, and then because the laws were changing, that Deere had to do away with that Cummins engine, and they had to incorporate these Deere engines in the 3 largest ones, and then they started using an 18-liter Deere engine that does not burn any diesel exhaust fluid, but it does have some emission stuff on it. I didn't want to go that route with that 18-liter engine because I didn't think it was proven enough yet. And I felt that this engine's been in this size machine for a lot longer than that 18-liter Deere was. Although that 18-liter Deere engine is no slouch. I don't know if it's got quite what I guess it's got a little more, I shouldn't say, it's got a little more than that 19-liter had, but that 19-liter is capable of a lot more horsepower. That's just dialed back quite a bit. So this is where we're going to sign off with this video. This machine has 600, we put 625 engine hours on it and 427 cutter head hours on it. It does have to go into the dealership here in the next couple weeks. There's like a strut or a shock absorber unit that holds the panel open on the other side. It's the front one. And that's broke off, and where it mounts to on the other side is the frame of the radiator. And I told Deere that I would just weld it, and they said, we'll just warranty it for you. So I was still gonna weld it, but they ended up ordering the radiator frame, and you know, we might as well have them put it in. It's covered under warranty. So this is where we're gonna sign off. I wanna thank everybody for watching, and we will catch you at the next video. The next video, I'm going to be working on getting a bumper on this chopper here. I'm gonna take this one off, put it on the 8700, and I'm gonna build a new one for this one. So, we will join up with you guys in the next video. Take it easy. Thanks for watching.